Good morning, Sunrise Beauty team. This is Chris Arnold, Avon Independent Sales Leader, and I have your Tuesday topic for you. And this Tuesday, of course, this Tuesday's topic came about after our last Lunch and Learn. Of course, what often happens after the Lunch and Learn is people will end up catching up with each other in the parking lot, and there'll be a little more conversation going on outside of whatever was going on at the meeting. And we got to talking about how we each go about getting our books to our current customers. Because of course, one of the keys to a consistent sales business is making sure that your customers always have the brochure so that they're able to place regular orders. So we kind of, we're talking about, different ways and when we give the new campaign to our customers. And so I went ahead and I put it out here on the Facebook group, on the Sunrise Beauty Team Facebook group, because of course I know how I do it and why I give out the books when I do and how I do it. But I also know that there are advantages to doing it sort of the opposite way, because there's really only kind of two times when you would give the new brochure. And so I got some great input actually from the two top sellers on our team, and on how they do, because they do the opposite way from how I do. So I thought it would be a great topic to share with you kind of our thoughts and ideas on when you want to give the new brochure to a customer. So just as an example, if you are, and we're talking about existing customers, so these are not necessarily the books that you're giving out to new contacts as you're meeting them. These are your existing customers who have placed orders, and your existing customers who haven't ordered in a campaign. So for example, if you were delivering your campaign 5 orders to your customers, do you put the next campaign, the campaign 6 brochure, in the bag? Or do you put the new campaign that, just because, you notice when we place our orders, when you're checking out, the brochures that it prompts you to order, when you're placing your campaign 5 order, it's actually prompting you to order your campaign 7 brochures, so that you will have those new brochures, and so that you're not waiting for the order to come in to get the next campaign's brochure. So you'll already have them and have them ready, or have them given out. So the options were, if you're delivering your campaign 5 orders, are you putting the next campaign or campaign 6 brochure in the orders, or are you putting the new campaign, the new brochure that you just got, campaign 7, in the orders? And there's advantages and benefits and potential drawbacks to both ways of doing it. So of course, the first option is that when you're delivering your campaign 5 orders, you put the campaign 6 brochures in your bags. And some of the benefits to doing it this way are, and you want to think in terms of, you usually get your order about 10 days, like you receive your order about 10 days before your next order is due to go in. Now, of course, with flex ordering, that you may be changing that a bit, but working within a 2-week time frame, your order is pretty much going to be, if you're ordering on the same day every campaign, you're going to get your order about 10 days before your next order is going to go in. So that's about the time you have to work with between. So when you get your order in, you put the next campaign. So we're going to keep working with 5, 6, and 7 just for clarity purposes. So when you get your campaign 5 order, you're putting your campaign 6 brochures in. So ideally, if you do have good customer service, as soon as you get your order in, you're probably delivering orders pretty quickly, which means that your customers then have probably about a week, 5 to 7 days, depending on when you're able to get them their order, to look at the new brochure and get you their order before your next order goes in. So it creates a sense of urgency. It's like, oh, I have to look at this book now because the order's going in a few days. So that sense of urgency is great. That a sense of urgency, like I said, it gets them to act quicker. It makes it less likely that they're going to put down the book and forget to look at it. It's a little bit simpler for your customers because they're only dealing with one book at a time. because they're done with campaign 5. They put in that order. They're done with that book. They passed it on to a friend, recycled it, whatever. So then they've only got campaign 6. That's the only book that they're looking at. That's the current book to order from. So if they were to go on your website and try to order, that's what campaign would be up on your website. So it's a little simpler for them, and they won't be trying, and they won't try to order from it as soon as they get it, because a lot of us have customers that as soon as they get the book, they look at it, whether there's, you know, a short order deadline or not. And sometimes that can, you know, you want them to get the order soon after they order it. So that gives them a shorter delivery window when you're just giving them the new book within that week before the next order goes in. So this way of doing it, it works well when you deliver soon after your order comes in. And it also works well if you're delivering to those customers who don't have an order. Excuse me, just a second. If you're delivering to those customers who don't have an order in this campaign, if you're getting your books to them pretty much at the same time that you're delivering to your regular customers, so you're getting them within that same 3 to 4 day window after you get your orders, so they still have plenty of time to put in their order. So then the opposite way of doing it is when you're delivering your campaign 5 orders, you're putting the campaign 7 brochure in the bags. So some of the benefits to doing it this way are, when you do it this way, when you're delivering campaign 5, they would already have their campaign 6 brochure, because you would have given it to them when you were delivering campaign 4. So they can have their order ready for you when you deliver. And then they get the campaign 7 brochure, and they've got 2 weeks to work to look at that. So this especially works well for those customers who order every single campaign. And while not all of our customers do that, we all do have some customers that order every single campaign. So this works really well for them, because you can actually work it out so you have one touch with each customer a campaign, because you deliver their order, get the next order, and give them the new brochure all in one visit. So it allows them to have their order ready for you when you deliver. It gives them more time to look through the book at a leisurely pace. They don't have to rush to look at the book. A lot of us have kind of, you know, hectic lives, and so sometimes, you know, 4 to 5 days, the 5 to 7 days that they might have, if we're only giving them the next book, may not be enough time for them to look at the book. So, you know, that's kind of the flip side. You've got the sense of urgency if you give them the next book. You've got where they can look at it in a more relaxed situation if you give them the new book, the future book. It also gives customers, if they don't have the order for you when you deliver the order, it allows them to have the new book before the current campaign goes in. So it allows them to have the campaign 7 book before 6 goes in, so they can do their own comparison shopping. They can look at the new book and see what they're going to like. They can plan out what they want to order in what campaign, so they can plan out what works best for their budget. Now, if you are giving, you know, if you're delivering campaign 5 and giving the campaign 6 book, that just means you want to be a little bit more aware of what's in the campaign 7 book, so that if they are ordering something from campaign 6 that's going to be on sale in the next book, you can let them know that and give them the option of waiting for the campaign 7 order. And even if they are getting the book ahead, that's still something that you may want to do, because they may not have looked at the new book yet. But you want to be a little more diligent about doing that, just as an added value sort of thing for your customers. That added service that you're offering for them, if you're giving them the campaign 6 book with their campaign 5 order, because they won't know what's coming up in the future book. And giving the campaign 7 book when you're delivering campaign 5 gives you a little bit more time to get the books to those customers who don't have an order this campaign, and also more time to get the books out to those customers who, you know, maybe live a little bit farther out. They're not right on your regular path that you follow on a regular basis. So that those customers that take a little bit more effort to get them the book. So let's see, what else was I going to tell you? So we also talked about what we put on the books. And the consensus pretty much was at a minimum, name, phone number, and website. Most people also included the order date, and that's the order date that the order is due to you, not the order date that you're going to be sending it in. Those are not necessarily the same. It's when you want the customer to give you their order so that you have time to process it on your own schedule. We also had a couple people that do have a special offer or a label with a special message that they put on the front of the brochure. So that's also something you might want to look at adding. Let's see, I'm trying to think if I'm forgetting any of the benefits of the different ways of doing it. And of course, this is the fun of me doing it as a live video instead of doing it where I can redo it if I don't like the way I do it, is that you actually get to watch me try to remember things more. So take a look at what works best for you and your customers, what works best for your timetable. Do you like creating that sense of urgency and having them get the book and need to get you the order right away? Or do you like them to have a little bit more time to peruse the book? Can't really say one way or another which way would result in bigger orders, whether the the sense of urgency. I mean, because I have just as an example, we all have some customers that as soon as we give them the new book, and so like if we're delivering the order and whatever book is in the bag, they're like, oh, okay, give me the book, and they go through the book right then when we're sitting there. I don't have a lot of customers that do it that way because I do like to let them kind of look through the book on their own. But I do have a few customers that's just kind of the way they like to do it. They like to look through the book while I'm still sitting there. And so they go through the book kind of fast, I think, because there is somebody sitting and waiting. So they go through the book kind of fast, and they may miss something that they would have been interested in if they had a chance to look through it more slowly. But then, some people really don't need that extra time. They look through the book, they know what they're looking for, they know what catches their eye, and they really are just ready to go that quick. What was I thinking? And then on the flip side of that is, or the kind of that goes along with that is when you are giving the books out in advance. So if you're delivering campaign 5 and you're giving them the campaign 7 book, and you're getting those books out to those customers, whether you're even to the customers that may place their orders online, when they go to order from that book, if they are the type of person who looks through the book immediately and has their order ready to go, they are waiting longer for their order. And if they try to go to your online store to place an order, the online store is probably not on that campaign yet. It's still on they wouldn't be on campaign 7 yet. It would still be on campaign 6. So that can be a frustration for customers. But if you let your regular customers know, I like to give you the book in advance so you've got plenty of time to look through it. So if you are the type of person who orders as soon as you get the book, it will be a little bit longer wait. But if they're a regular customer and they're ordering every campaign, they're still getting an order every 2 weeks anyway. So you want to look at which type of customer you have more of. If you have, because on the flip side of that, I have customers that they look at the date on the book. They see that the order goes in on Monday. So they see the order goes in on Monday, March 12th, and they will be calling me on Sunday and Monday because that's when the order goes in. So they wait till the last minute to look through the book and finalize their order. So, I've got people on both ends of the spectrum that order the second they get the book and those that wait till the last second. And then, of course, we all have those who order after the order has gone in. So you want to kind of look at your customer base and see, if more of your customers, I think it was Nancy that had mentioned, she has a lot of customers that are elderly, and part of what they like about the Avon experience is they like sitting and visiting with their Avon lady. And so they're more likely to order the second she gives them the book, to sit and look through the book while they're visiting. So for her, doing, when she delivers 5, giving them campaign 6 so they don't have a long wait is better. But if you've got a lot of customers that that like to look through the book leisurely and take their time getting the order into you, then giving them campaign 7 books with the campaign 5 orders may be better. So that's just kind of some thoughts that that we pulled together from the team on whether you want to do the if you're delivering campaign 5, do you want to give the campaign 6 book or the campaign 7 book in that order? Oh, one last thought on that. If you give, so like if you're delivering campaign 5 and you give campaign 7's book with that order, if something happens and you don't get to everybody in that campaign, or if you're kind of late delivering the orders, you can still keep giving, you can still catch up. You've got time to get the books out, and you can give them 2 books at a time if you need to. So say, for example, something happens that you didn't get all of your campaign 6 books out before when you were delivering your campaign 4, before you started working on campaign 5. When you're delivering 5, you can give them 6 and 7 together to catch them up. So you've got a little bit more time, just if things happen. So that is one thing that sometimes you'll see if you're giving the campaign 6 book when you're delivering the campaign 5 order, if something happens that delays your campaign 5 order. So your shipment is late, it gets, something happens and the shipment is delayed, or life happens, something happens with you and your family or what have you, and you're not able to get the order delivered as soon as it comes in, that can really hurt your campaign 6 sales because nobody has the book yet. So that's something to keep in mind too. And that may be, kind of a rare occurrence. It may not be something that happens all the time, but it is something to think about if you want to give yourself that safety net. Giving the campaign 7 brochure with the campaign 5 orders can give you a little bit more breathing room in terms of things that might delay the order, because that is something that I see pretty often is representatives that when their order is delayed for some reason, that tanks their next campaign because they haven't gotten the books out because they're waiting for that order to come in. So again, that's kind of a rare thing, and a lot will depend on, if you're a very very consistent, regular person, and you are always like that campaign 5 order comes in on Tuesday and you've got the orders delivered on Wednesday and Thursday, so they've got a whole over a week to get you the orders, and you're very consistent like that and very regular like that, and your life is very routine and things are not likely to throw that schedule off, then that can work really well for you. If your life is a little more unpredictable, then giving the campaign 7 book may be better, because maybe you won't, when that order comes in on Tuesday, you won't be able to get the orders out right away. While I do recommend making every effort in terms for the sake of customer service to be that very regular, your order comes on Tuesday, you always deliver on Wednesday and Thursday, I can attest to the fact that that really does, if customers know when to expect you and what to expect when they place their order, that really does lead to customer loyalty. Customers knowing what to expect means it's less work for you to get the orders because they just already know what to expect and when to do things, and it's kind of a trigger for them. Oh, hey, it's Monday, I need to put in my Avon order, or whatever day it is. So that's something to keep in mind as well. So definitely throw up in the comments any other thoughts that you have on this. Let me know if I missed anything. Whichever way you do your brochures, definitely if I missed anything, throw that up in the comments, because somebody else might be able to use that information, that tip that you have to offer. So I will see you all again in 2 weeks with another Tuesday tip, and I will see you next week with our campaign 6 recognition. Bye.